Hi there. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about how you can find the best gigs, and I'll be using Craigslist as the market that we're using in this example, but the same methods apply to Gumtree, Gumtree Australia, Gumtree UK, and Kijiji. There's no real difference. There's just the slight change that the other sites don't have the gigs category. You'll just need to look in jobs or services instead. So let's get into it. Firstly, I'll talk about just finding a gig. So in Craigslist, we can do this by just changing the category to gigs and then picking a location if it makes sense to do so. Otherwise, you can just leave it as global. I'll just go with the US and we'll search for a logo gig just as an example. While that's going, I'll just say don't try and follow my examples verbatim. For every 10 people that buy this product, 9 people will ignore what I just said and try and search for logo gigs anyway, and they'll all be competing with each other and it won't work. Find your own niche and you'll have a much better time. You'll make a lot more money and you'll have to put in a lot less work. So yeah, don't try and do exactly what I'm doing. It's not a good idea. Anyway, we'll just sort by date, and we can see there's a lot of bad stuff coming through. Actually, that's right. We've logo is quite often a spammed keyword, so we'll use the title search mode to filter that down and make sure we're getting a bit more targeted results. That's all looking good. So what I look for when I'm looking for a short-term gig that I'm planning on outsourcing, for me personally, I only like to deal with opportunities where I know what the benefit is going to be before I even get into it. In other words, I don't really like negotiating or sort of bartering back and forth or anything like that. That's not me. Some of you will probably do far better if you go after that, but for me personally, I like to know exactly what the person's expectations are right off the bat before I even have to approach them. So just make sure we've got them all sorted properly. So what I'd normally do is I'd search for, in this case we're using logo gigs as an example. Again, I don't recommend going after this because everyone else will. I'd normally just, do a search, make sure everything's filtered well, and then start flicking through each of the gigs and look for ones that actually say exactly how much they expect to pay for it. So $50, there we go. He says, I don't have anything more than $50, so he's hoping to spend less. That's still okay. Go on with a slightly lower price and secure it, but don't go in too low. That's all there is to finding gigs if you already know the niche that you're looking for, right? So that's easy. Once you know what niche you're in, it's a piece of cake. You choose gigs or choose jobs or something and search for a keyword that makes sense, have a flick through them and find ones that are what you're after. Now, the problem that a lot of people run into is that they don't have any idea what sort of niche to actually go for, and so they end up just copying what other people are doing. So everyone will start doing logos. Everyone will start doing business cards. Everyone will start doing graphics design. And if everyone's trying to do the exact same thing, everyone is going to have a bad time. So here's what I recommend you do. Just jump into the gigs category. This is a good way of starting out. Just jump into the gigs category, choose a state, and choose a big state. We'll go to California. And actually, I'm just going to disable my proxies at the moment, just to speed things up a touch. Okay, there we go. I've been having some trouble with my proxies at the moment, which is slowing things down and losing a few results. So I've just disabled those for a sec. We'll see if that gets any better. Yeah, much better. much better. I'll need to chase up the proxy company about that. Okay, so now we've got all of the gigs that are in California. And what I do now is I just start looking down this list to find something that can be done remotely, or if you want to do the work yourself, you might want to, you might actually look for stuff that pays enough and is close enough to you that you could go for it. But this is what I do. I just start looking down, You don't need to worry too much about the date at this stage. We're just trying to get ideas. Normally, you need to spend about 20 minutes to half an hour. We'll see if we can find something straight off the bat. Otherwise, I'll just tell you about some of the examples that I've found. Let's see. Nothing's jumping out at me straight away, but to be fair, I've only been looking for a few seconds. I don't want to waste your time with me just staring at this hunting and hunting and hunting and hunting. Let's see, we'll have a look at one last page. Some of you might have noticed something that I hadn't. I'm trying to do it as quickly as possible. No. Okay. By doing this method, I've come across a few interesting things, and some of them are very popular, as in, there's a lot of people asking for it, and the market's relatively flat, so the price is low, but there's a lot of work in there. Others are, not as popular, but the payout's a lot higher. So some of the stuff I found that's, looks really, that's really good to go after is, say, WordPress setup and WordPress theme development. You might need to venture outside of Fiverr or SEO Clerks for some of these. So you might need to look at Freelancer or iWriter or Upwork, or any of the other sites that handle these things. But yeah, theme development, custom website development, ghostwriting was a really interesting one. There's a couple of people. We'll see if we can find one actually. There are a couple of people, per week that were after ghostwriters, but they were happy to pay, hundreds or sometimes even thousands of dollars to have the work done. So if you could broker that deal, Ghostwrite. If you could broker that deal, then you'd stand to make a good amount of money off it. Let's see. Yeah, so this is one person wanting a ghostwriter. Oh, I've only had 2 turn up. Might have been under the jobs that I was looking at it. But yeah, when I found the ghostwriting, well, it might be ghostwriting as well. So we'll just change this to ghost and see what comes up. I don't know, we might get some paranormal investigators or something. Ghostwriter. Yeah, okay, so that's 2 words. Just sort by date and see what we get. Copywriter, content writer, ghostwriter. Get the idea? So the only way that I found out about people looking for ghostwriters was because I was I'd searched in, I think it was New York State. I can't recall now, and I was just looking down, and I saw someone saying, "I want a ghostwriter to write me a book." And so then I instantly just popped open another Craigslist searcher on the right hand side, and then just did a quick search for ghostwriter or whatever it was. Just copied what they had said, and came across quite a few people asking for that type of work to be done. So if you just have a look here, you can actually see there's another one there. There's at least one a day just in the US looking for ghostwriters, right? So each one of these will be paying out a reasonable amount. Oh wait, there's a ghostwriter for songs, but look at it. Okay, not that one. Never mind. Where was that other one? Graffiti-based screenplay, whatever this is. Okay, they don't say what the price is, but some of the other ones I found were they were paying out like I think $2,000 and $5,000. So all you need to do is broker that deal. Really easy. The best source for people to do the ghostwriting is would actually be Craigslist as well in this case. So if you look under resumes, you could find writer, novelist, anything related to that. So that's the best way of finding good gigs, is to try and find a niche that other people aren't really paying attention to or haven't noticed. There's a few products out there now which are teaching, the sort of method of finding stuff on Craigslist and marrying it up with, someone doing the work on Fiverr or SEO Clerks. So there is a bit of competition out there, but the thing is they're all telling people to do like the same stuff. They're all telling people to go for logos, banner ads, flyers and stuff like that. it doesn't have to be that way. You'll do way better if you find a little niche that no one else is really paying much attention to. And, even if there's only a fifth of the amount of the volume of work going through it, if you're the only one who's really focusing on it, you'll be able to do far better than if you're trying to compete with, lots of other people from different teaching or coaching platforms that are all trying to do logos. So I hope this has made sense. If it hasn't, don't hesitate to get in touch, and I'll do my best to re-explain it, and maybe go into a bit more detail. All right, thanks, guys.